ABSL Summit. Transform to thrive.
Good afternoon. It's a true pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for joining technological stage at ABSL Summit. Not sure if you noticed the opening sentence that we heard today at the main stage. It was that the change is happening in front of our eyes. I would build up a little bit, and I would risk the statement that because of AI, the change has accelerated, and we are truly observing how the change, which is AI-driven, is happening in front of our eyes. AI is raising new opportunities, creating new opportunities, imposing new risks, and raising fears. Let me ask you a question, and I would ask you to open the question honestly to your very own self. What is your biggest fear related to AI? Are you the most afraid of being the first, so testing the waters, exposing yourself to unknown, or being the last to apply AI in your business? I will tell you something. Both feelings are very legitimate. According to BCG, only 10% of companies success with AI application in their organizations. And despite the fact that they are running successful pilots, they are unable to successfully implement and drive true value from the AI application in the organization. My name is Magda Kotowska-Gawrylczyk. I'm the data analytics leader at NatWest. This year, I was honored to be nominated to top 100 women in data science by Perspective Foundation. I also have a pleasure, a challenge, an opportunity to drive and lead to successful deliveries, really advanced projects at NatWest. And I would use one of it as an example to show you how we have used and translated the fear of being first and the fear of being last into successful AI delivery. You will hear today how you can enable AI and use it in your organization at scale. Let me provide you some business context first, who we are and what is NatWest. NatWest is a leading UK bank serving 19 million customers across every region of the UK. We are having a very strong market presence in retail, private, and commercial and institutional banking. At NatWest, we process every 1 in 4 of all UK payments. What does it mean? It means that in our data warehouse, we are adding 750 million financial transactions per month, and it includes 100,000 unique data points which are related to customer data, which are being onboarded daily from almost 200 systems across 68 million of accounts. Such a scale is creating a lot of opportunities because we own our data, and it translates into what we know and how well we understand our customers. But it's also creating a lot of challenges from the data processing and the warehousing perspective. And this is why NatWest invested around 2.4 billion of pounds in the last 3 years into digital and technology programs, and the investment continues. However, every AI journey is different. Each one is shaped around organization starting point, opportunities, circumstances, and goals. However, and I think this is a good news, that a single thread connects the pioneers of AI at scale. According to BCG, top players and the best adopters of AI are usually dedicating 10% of their effort into algorithms. So into building the actual models and into building these actual data science solutions. 20% of the effort goes to building the data capability and building the technological backbone. So where the 70% goes? The 70%, the lion's share, goes to people and processes transformation. It means that the top AI adopters focus on developing their people, attracting talents, as well as developing the processes and changing the way the company and enterprises are doing their business to be ready to really drive value and adopt AI into their day-to-day business running. BCG calls it a 10-20-70 rule, and it's really at the heart of big players' approach to AI. Let me present a use case which I had the pleasure to personally deliver at NatWest. This specific use case is focused at AI in fraud management. Specifically is focused on credit cards, and it is I will try to explain how we've managed to drive operational efficiency and customer satisfaction by reduction of false positives in this specific part of the fraud management. At NatWest, we are using top-class, however, provided by a vendor, transaction profiling tool to deal with fraud. However, knowing our customers and being ready from data and infrastructure perspective, we thought that we can do it better. This is why we focused on reduction of false positives and what the false positive is. Every single transaction is being profiled by the transaction profiling tool. It can be either accepted or declined. What the decline means? The decline means that a transaction is being stopped, a card is being blocked, a customer is being contacted because some of the cases can be auto-closed, and the fraud case is being raised. I believe it is reasonably easy to understand that in the scale of transactions that we are processing at NatWest, even a very tiny little percent of cases which would require fraud agent intervention and investigation can be translated into operational cost and disruption in customer satisfaction. How are we identifying false positives? After either the fraud agent investigation or the information that we are receiving back from a customer who is using the self-serving option to provide us information back whether it was a genuine transaction which was intended by the customer to be processed or a fraudulent one, we can classify the transactions accordingly. And these false positives are this reduction also of false positives is the specific use case which we decided to automate and improve. And why I am bringing this specific example? I am bringing this specific example because that was the very first real-time model which was fully deployed on cloud and at NatWest. And in addition to this, it was interfering the transaction journey, which means the decline was overwritten by the classification provided by the model. So the transaction got successfully processed if we thought that it is highly probable that it is a genuine transaction. This is a perfect example of how the fear of being first and the fear of being last helped us and motivated us to deliver AI system in a very responsible way. You can imagine that doing something for the very first time in an organization as big as NatWest wasn't an easy peasy. And yes, we got blocked multiple times. We encountered so many unpredicted obstacles on our way. However, we did it, and we've made it, And it was delivered successfully because of a very visionary and brave strategy followed by the investment which was made in people, data, and infrastructure to fully leverage the unique data asset that we've got. Let me talk about people first. So the lion's share, 70% investment in people and business transformation. What it means for us at NatWest. It means that in the last few years, actually in the last 2 to 3 years, more than 1,000 specialists got hired only and solely to data and analytics department. If your worry as a lead is that it's difficult to get 1,000 specialists in such a short period of time, for example, we have the third-party suppliers helped us to bring the knowledge and capabilities or helped us in recruitment. We are also engaging with third parties for not only for capabilities and helping us building these capabilities in-house, but also for an external view on our approach, as well as we are comparing with our peers, whether what we are planning to do is what the market is trying to do and if we are going in the right direction. Hiring is one thing, but NatWest also invested a lot in training, in reskilling. NatWest employees are having access to the best class technical trainings. The Data Academy, NatWest Academy, was awarded for multiple years in a row in UK as one of the best training platforms. And we are talking about very good leading edge technical trainings to upskill our team. And in addition to this, specific training regimes got created for those who are willing to reskill. In addition to this, at NatWest we are building the experimentation culture. It enables us to test and learn by doing the challenges AI can create, the value AI can deliver, as well as how to apply it. So we are doing in a very risk-conscious manner because, as Aneta mentioned, banking is a highly regulated business focused on customer trust. And this is why a very safe environment got created for our employees to test the hypothesis, apply the newly learned skills, do things differently. So try if small changes can deliver value for the organization. What does it mean for the use case which I have just presented? It means that I had an opportunity to lead a team of highly skilled individuals to the successful model deployment. And when it comes to the skill set that was required, it means that I was leading a team that consisted of an experienced solution architect, data modeler, data engineers, data scientists, data analysts, testers, MQ engineers, Scrum masters, security analysts, pen testers, whoever was required to deliver the AI in a very responsible way was available to me to lead the model to the successful deployment. But we wouldn't be able to do this without data. When it comes to the investment made in the last few years, it was mostly focused on connecting all the data that we know about our customers to better understand them, track the changes in real time, as well as make it accessible across the organization in milliseconds. It means that we were able to train our model on a data set that was having a very high quality of data. It means that the high quality data and the way how we have built the model resulted with a very high accuracy of the scores and classifications provided by the model. The other part of the investment is data was in building a real-time streaming infrastructure. So when it comes to fraud especially, there is no other way to fight with fraud if the real-time capability is not available. And from the solution perspective, which I have just presented, having the real-time streaming infrastructure enabled the model to operate in real time, be able to change the classification of the transaction profiling tool provided, and don't interfere the transaction journey and disrupt customer satisfaction. Last but not least, we managed to deliver this solution in a very responsible way. And a lot of investment was made into data and AI ethics strategy, which is considering any new laws and any new regulations as they come. A subset of this strategy is the Data and AI Ethics Code of Conduct, which can be considered as our North Star of delivering AI responsibly. And this is very important because, as I mentioned, banking is focused on customer trust. What it means for the solution which I had the pleasure to deliver. It means that the solution was subject to a very high scrutiny when it comes to fairness and data privacy, as well as was compliant with law and internal policies. It gave me personally and the team comfort that all the necessary due diligence was done to deploy a solution which was safe for both customer and the organization. Another investment was made into infrastructure. More than 80% of the central enterprise data engineering warehouse has been migrated to cloud, and migration continues. In addition to this, in collaboration with Amazon Web Services, we've managed to develop a brand new data science in cloud environment. This specific investment and having this data science in the cloud environment provided the ability to build, deploy, and run models on a massive scale more quickly and sustainably. Another investment is made into building strategic partnership with big techs. So for the specific example, the investment made in AWS enabled the cloud computing, which means that we were able to train the model on a training set that big that it would be close to impossible to be processed if only on-prem solutions would be considered. Another good example of the big tech collaboration is that at the moment we are running a pilot, a proof of concept of application of generative AI provided by IBM. It is called Watson X to enhance Cora, which is our digital bot supporting our customers. Why I'm mentioning it here? Because Cora was accessed by our customers 10 million times last year. And in 49% of cases, did not require human intervention. Customers were able to self-serve using Cora. So I am mentioning it here because it is having a massive impact on how we run business and how customers are being served 24/7. Strong foundational capabilities are established, which means that we can scale up the delivery from AI and AI use. Let me come back to the use case, which I have just presented. You see a lot of lines in the chart because we process a lot of transactions. However, this chart is providing something and showing something which is super important for banking. It means that for each and single prediction, we can track back on why the model assigned the predicted probability based on the values that were used for the specific classification. It gives us ability to provide explanation of every single classification decision made. This is an example of a reasonably simple predictive analytics. We are not talking about Gen AI or deep models. However, machine learning is a very good tool of finding a needle in a haystack. And why I am bringing this example? I am bringing this example in front of you because it enabled having the real-time ability to profile and decline transactions in real time. It means that having this in place, and yes, this project was not delivered over time, we can scale up the delivery. It was focused on personal credit cards. We can do same for scams. We can do it for high-value scams, investment scams, romance scams. Whatever another use case would be identified that is worth to be considered, that is worth that the AI would solve it and help in fraud management and fraud prevention and fraud detection. So this specific solution did what supposed to be doing. Delivered operational efficiency, improved customer experience, is faster, more efficient, working in real time, is having higher security, is cost effective, scalable, and is working 24/7. However, maybe not however, what I'm trying to say is that it was successfully delivered, successfully deployed. And we as data and analytics need successes, but I think that you as a leader who wants to deploy and deliver AI also need successes. So the investment really pays off and carves the path for further AI delivery. However, still, 90% of companies fail with AI application. Every artificial intelligence journey is different. However, if you want to do AI in your company, don't be afraid to invest, learn from others, learn from the experience we've got, experiment to implement, and be brave. Thank you very much for your attention today.